Good morning, beloveds. I'm a little off my game this morning, but it's been a week, which means it's Friday. And depending on what your week looks like, I'm glad it's Friday. But it's like every day you wake up and you're not sure what day of the week it is. Last Sunday, Tom woke me up out of a dead sleep going, "Oh my God, we're late!" And we weren't. He's like, "We were supposed to be at the park already." No. Life is a little weird right now. But it is August 14th. It is Friday. Our title today, this is a good one. Divine power is mine to use. Okay. Everything in nature is an individualization of one coordinating life, one law of being, and one presence. The mind has become so filled with that which contradicts this idea that even the truth has to await our recognition. You must learn to become consciously aware of the divine presence and the divine power, the wholeness of truth, of love, of reason, and of a sound mind. Instead of dwelling on negative thoughts, cause your mind to dwell on peace and joy. Know that the power of the individual spirit is working in and through you now, at this very moment. Lay hold of this realization with complete certainty. Say, "I know that I am a perfect being now, living under perfect conditions today, knowing that good alone is real. I accept that there is one power that acts and reacts in my experience, in my body, and in my thought. I know that good alone has the power either to act or react. I know that this recognition establishes the law of harmony in my experience, the law of prosperity, a sense of happiness, peace, health, and joy. Today, I hold a communion with this invisible presence that peoples the world with the manifestation of its life, its light, and its love. I withdraw the veil that hides my real self and draw close to the Spirit in everything and in everyone. I accept everything that belongs to the Spirit. I accept everything that belongs to the Spirit. I claim everything that partakes in its nature." Yeah, it's the month of vitality. He's making us work for it. So, divine power is mine to use. But the operative word is you have to recognize it and then you have to use it. So, everything in nature is an individualization of one coordinating life, one law of being, and one presence. Jesse was talking on Sunday about intuition. And what intuition tells you is that there is one. That's what it tells you. Because if there is one, then we have the power to affect anything because we're all one. We are individual manifestations of one. The mind has become so filled with that which contradicts this idea. You look around the world is messy. And it's so full of differences that we can't see the underlying one. And therefore we think, okay, well, we don't have the power to affect it. Which is what Ernest is telling us is not true. There is only one, therefore we have the power to affect it. Okay, so the mind has become so filled with that which contradicts this idea that even the truth, capital T, has to await our recognition. We have to recognize the truth before we can use it. You must learn to become consciously aware of the divine presence and the divine power, the wholeness of truth, of love and reason, and of a sound mind. So you must learn. We have to learn to become consciously aware. It's like you are aware, you are conscious. Are you consciously aware? And then you have to practice it and practice it and practice it and practice it. There's a reason why we're called practitioners. Ministers, we are practitioners first because we are constantly practicing this teaching. It's like you don't hit a level and go, there's nothing more for me to learn. It's not the way it works. We are constantly learning. So you have to learn to be consciously aware. And the more you practice being consciously aware, the more consciously aware you will be. And what are we being consciously aware of? The divine presence, the divine power, the wholeness of truth, of love. So it's the wholeness of truth, the wholeness of love, the wholeness of reason, and a sound mind. What is a sound mind? I'm not going to answer that question. That is a question you get to answer for yourself. You want to have a conversation about it? We can do that, but I'm not answering that right now. Mostly because I don't have a good answer for that. But I am willing to have the conversation. Instead of dwelling on negative thoughts, cause your mind to dwell on peace and joy. So every time you have a negative thought, and this is what we do in treatment. If you don't know what you want, then we'll ask you, okay, well, if you don't know what you want, tell me what you don't want. Because if you tell me what you don't want, then we'll just flip it to the opposite, because most likely you'll want the positive of what you don't want. So when you are having negative thoughts, flip them around and immediately go, okay, so I acknowledge that thought. What's the positive version of it? And redirect yourself. Instead of dwelling on negative thoughts, cause your mind to dwell on peace and joy. Whatever that is. And I had an example and it just popped right out of my head. Okay, I need more water. Know that the power of the invisible spirit is working in and through you now, at this very moment. There is never a moment when that spirit is not working in and through you. There is never a moment. It is always working in and through you. And it will do more the more you are consciously aware of it and allow it. We were given free will, and we are more than free to get in our own way. So let go of the negative thoughts, dwell on the peace and joy, recognize that power is always working in and through you, just as it is everybody else. Lay a hold of this realization with complete certainty. Ernest doesn't do anything halfway. He's like, if you're going to do this, go all the way. It's like, carry it to the finish line. So lay a hold of the realization that the Spirit is working in and through you in this moment right now with complete certainty. It is so. So here's our treatment. Say, I know that I am a perfect being now. Just right there. Now there's a comma. That's not a period. I know that I am a perfect being right now. How many of us can look in the mirror and say, I am a perfect being now? I would wager that a whole lot of us, that's hard to do. So do it. Look in the mirror and tell yourself that you are a perfect being now. Okay, now let's move on with the comma. So, I know that I am a perfect being now, living under perfect conditions today. And then you have to believe it. Knowing that good alone is real. That is the truth. Good alone is real. Anything that is not good is a no thing. It's nothing. So when we stop giving our attention to it, we stop giving our power to it, it will dissolve back into the nothing that it came from. Sounds easy. Requires practice. Knowing that good alone is real, I accept that there is one power that acts and reacts in my experience, in my body, and in my thought. Okay, so good alone is real. So the only power that is acting in and through us at this moment is good. There is not a power called evil. Is there evil? Yes. But it is not a power and it is not equal to good. So the only power acting through you, the power of evil, there is no power of evil, therefore the power of evil cannot act through you. Can you make misuse of the power of good that has evil consequences? Well, not you personally, but people can. Yes, but it is not a power. It is a consequence. It is an effect. It is not a power. The only power acting through you is good. What you make of that power coming through you, that's where that is. I know that good alone has the power to either act or react. I know that this recognition establishes the law of harmony in my experience, the law of prosperity, a sense of happiness, a peace, health, and joy. I know that this recognition, okay, what are we recognizing? That there is only one power and that power is good. That is what we are recognizing. If we can recognize that the only power that is acting through us, then it will establish that law of harmony. It will establish that prosperity. It will establish that sense of happiness. It will establish that sense of peace. It will establish that sense of health and joy. There is one power, and it is good. Today, I hold communion with this invisible presence that peoples the world with manifestations of its life. Oh, don't you just love that? Communion with this invisible presence that peoples the world with manifestations of its life. That means that every manifestation, me and you, we are manifestations of this one life. We are manifestations of this one life, light, life, and love. I withdraw the veil that hides my real self and draw close to the Spirit in everything and in everyone. So I am drawing aside the veil and revealing to myself and the world that I am Spirit in motion. You are drawing aside the veil and revealing that you are love in motion. Everyone is love in motion. Everyone is spirit in motion. What we seek in Science of Mind is to help people realize that they are spirit in motion, that they are spirit manifest, that they are love manifest. And when they find that love within themselves and they recognize that love in each other, the world gets better. I'm a little intense today. I accept everything that belongs to this Spirit. Everything good belongs to the Spirit. Everything that we see around us, it's made of that Spirit, so of course it belongs to that Spirit. I claim everything that partakes of its nature. Its nature is good. So, our mission, should we choose to accept it today, look in the mirror and say to ourselves, I know that I am a perfect being now, living under perfect conditions, knowing that good alone is real. He doesn't give us small missions, ever. This is Ernest. All right, well, I'm going to move into the process of my day. The final things, finishing up my week. setting things up so that my coworkers can deal with Saturday, and hope that it will be a busy day. I know that everybody's getting ready for back to school, whatever that's going to look like. So, I send up a little extra love and knowing for the teachers and the students and the administrators and the bus drivers and the janitors and all of the people that are involved in this process of educating children. That they are doing the best that they can with what they've got. So, knowing that they are spirit. All right. So, as usual, do something loving for yourself, do something kind for yourself, do something compassionate for yourself today. Do what you need to do to make today the best day for you. I would not suggest opening your windows today. If you haven't already, it's hot out there. I would suggest drinking plenty of water. But do something that engages your mind and your body. Do open the windows of your soul and allow the breath of heaven to come in so that you know that you live in heaven now. The kingdom of God is around you. And you are a beloved child of God in whom Spirit is well pleased. Never forget that. Never forget that. You are love in motion. You are spirit in motion. You are light in motion. You are the hands and feet of God. All right, beloveds. Reverend David will be on with you around 5 today. I will be back with you around 9 a.m. I intend to go to the park tomorrow. We'll see if I make it more than 2 miles, because that's all I managed last week. But it's hot, and I'm doing the best to take care of myself. Self-care is a thing. Please bear that in mind. All right, beloveds. Have a wonderful day.